Today, I ranked the top 10 guards and wings from the Big Ten. If you haven't yet, please help grow the channel by subscribing and sharing my content. I hope you enjoy the video. Of course, there's a method. There's always a method when doing these things. A few factors I looked at, what they've done in previous years. Then I look at their situation and trajectory for the upcoming season. And then I look at what their roles and opportunities may look like. Also, if you want to see my bigger wings and big men list, that's in a separate video. I'll link to the end of this video here. Also, if you haven't heard, the NCAA has given a free year of eligibility to all players this year. So everyone you see on this list will be eligible to return for the 2021-2022 season. Let's get started with the honorable mentions, who are very talented guards, but I'm gonna give you my reasoning why they didn't quite make my top 10. Dimitri Trice out of Wisconsin is honorable mention because the Badgers are usually a slower paced team. And on top of that, you have Brad Davison getting, touches and shots up from the guard spot. And the two main options for Wisconsin this upcoming year are gonna be their two big forwards, Micah Potter and Nate Reavers. And he'll still be able to be a big piece on a team competing for another Big Ten championship. Mike Smith out of Michigan is honorable mention due to not really knowing his role yet on a team that returns key pieces, including the number 1, the number 4, and the number 5 scorers. While he comes in as one of the highest scoring players in the country last year, putting up over 22 points per game on an Ivy League team who didn't really win much. But now he's surrounded with much better players with lofty goals, so we're unsure how he's gonna fit in the mix. Josh Langford out of Michigan State is honorable mention because he has been out of college basketball for almost 2 years now. But he was one of the top guards in the conference when he went down, putting up about 15 points per game and scoring the ball in multiple ways. But Michigan State has a lot of options to score the ball in this upcoming season, and we don't know what he will look like coming off of a significant nagging injury. CJ Fredrick was all freshman in his first year and proved himself as a sharpshooter from deep. Bohannon returns, along with Wieskamp from the wing, and returning Big Ten Player of the Year and All-American Luka Garza, who will be the focus of the offense. Fredrick will once again need to pick his spots efficiently and make the most of his opportunities. And as the third or fourth option, I'm not sure how many of those he'll get. Just so there's no confusion, I do want to address that Shondy Brown is not on this list because the NCAA has not said is he going to be eligible this year or not. So I'm just not going to put him in because I don't want to mess things up. But since we don't know yet, he's not going to be on this list. At number 10, we have Rutgers guard Geo Baker. Their basketball season was cut short last year due to the pandemic, but they were pegged to get back to the NCAA tournament after a 29-year hiatus. Geo Baker was the leading scorer while nursing an injured thumb for a good part of the season. This hampered his ability to be efficient on the court, but as their primary ball handler, I look at Geo having a big year and his best season at Rutgers. At number 9, we have Dwayne Washington Jr. out of Ohio State. You can make the case he should be higher due to the opportunity that he's going to have. He's the only returning player averaging double digits. He's aggressive and a volume scorer, meaning he's going to put up quite a bit of shots to get his. But he's talented enough to explode for 25 plus any given night. As one of the main perimeter scorers along with Seth Towns, there will be a lot of responsibility on his shoulders to manufacture points within the offense. At number 8, we have Ron Harper Jr. out of Rutgers. He returns as the leading scorer and second leading rebounder. He does so much from the wing position on the defensive end with his size and versatility. Harper shot better from 3 this past season and did a better job with shot selection. This was his first year being aggressive, and think Rutgers is going to push him to give more offensive responsibilities. And at 6'6", 245, he should be able to expose mismatches and overwhelm the other team with his size. At number 7, we have Aaron Henry out of Michigan State. He's on this list as one of the better two-way players in the league. His one-on-one and team defense increases his value exponentially. Offensively, he is capable of putting up 11 to 13 per game, but I feel a lot of the scoring responsibility will come from some of his teammates. But him as the third option, Henry can pick his spots without worrying about the better perimeter defenders always hounding him. At number 6, we have Aaron Wiggins out of Maryland. He comes in as the returning leading scorer and rebounder, and has actually shown up on NBA Draft 2021 mock draft boards. He has a big opportunity coming up with the departure of Anthony Cowan and Jalen Smith. A lot of shots will be coming his way, and he has to get back on track because even though he averaged more points last year, his efficiency from long distance dropped by about 10%. More aggression from the paint and picking his spots better from three. He could be a 15 to 16 point scorer while getting 6 to 7 rebounds per game. At number 5, we have Joe Wieskamp out of Iowa. He started out the year kind of shaky, but after the Michigan game in December, he went on quite a bit from the perimeter, whether he's shooting or being aggressive off the bounce. At number 4, we have Rocket Watts out of Michigan State. Without Cassius Winston, someone needs to take over and fill some of that void, and Watts is going to have to be that guy to do it. Not only scoring, but facilitating and initiating offense. This will be his first year taking over at the point guard spot, but he can be a tough scorer and he'll need to learn how to give the team balance and when to attack from his role. He's also a really good defender. It will need to be at peak conditioning in order to play tough on both ends at a high level. At number 3, we have Myron Jones from Penn State. In my opinion, the most improved player and the surprise player in the 2019-2020 season, going from just under 11 minutes per game to over 28 minutes. And his scoring and efficiency went up as well, putting up 13 points on over 40% shooting from three. No longer having Lamar Stevens on the roster, more scoring opportunities will come his way. He's not only a scorer, but he was also second on the team in assists. Penn State will rely on his playmaking and playing aggressive, making that next jump and pushing for a first or second team all Big Ten type of season. At number 2, we have Marcus Carr out of Minnesota. Don't be surprised if he gets 1 or 2 triple-doubles this year. He returns as the team's leading scorer, leading rebounder, leader in assists, and he was second in steals. He's a do-it-all player who Minnesota relies on to keep the engine going. In his first season at Minnesota, he averaged over 6 assists, but was able to put up 15 points and 5 rebounds per game. Now, without Daniel Oturu, I expect some of those numbers to increase quite a bit, the points and the rebounds. If Minnesota was a contender, he will be number 1 on this list due to how reliant Minnesota is of Carr, but I fully expect them to finish towards the bottom of the league. At number 1, we have Ayo Dosunmu out of Illinois. Many believed he was staying in the NBA draft, but made the announcement that he was returning. Not only did this instantly make Illinois a Big Ten title contender, but also a contender for a national title. Ayo put up over 16 points per game while shooting subpar from three. If he is more efficient from long range and in his attacking when he's going to the basket, he could be a 20+ per game scorer. On top of that, he's in charge of facilitating within the offense, but there are going to be a couple of talented incoming freshmen who will be able to move him off the ball for even more scoring opportunities. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you'd like to see next.
Dan Dockage can't guard me.